These nails is worth $1 million.
Oh my god, which means we need to recreate this.
Ever since I saw this video on Instagram in Jenny Bui's profile of her client showing off her nails that cost $1 million, it caught my attention and I wanted to recreate something similar. But since then, I never had a client who wanted to use actual diamonds on their nails. And then I thought there are so many people who would like to have a similar style. So why don't we recreate this affordable version? And my goal is to spend not more than $20. So I already have these crystals for $10 and let the challenge begin.
Hello guys, this is Anastasia and this is the kit of large rhinestones for $10. I got it on the beauty show in Orlando. I also have a model who happened to be a big fan of Cardi B and Jenny Bui, and she was so happy when I told her that we're going to do a long nails with large crystals because she always wanted to try it. I've been following Jenny Bui for many years now and wanted to recreate some of her artworks for a very long time. She's known as Queen of Bling because she's doing these amazing works with large crystals and as Cardi B nail technician. Couple years ago, she won American Influencer Awards as Manicurist of the Year. When she was receiving this award at the stage, she shared her story and I got even more inspired. She was born in Cambodia, one of 9 children, and later when the Khmer Rouge came into power, her family fled when she was 8, spending years trying to escape. Later, she moved to the US and at the age of 29, she was a single mother with 3 kids and she had to support them. So she worked multiple jobs until finally she realized that she wanted to do something related to beauty. So she went to the beauty school and decided that she wants to do nails. But working in a salon was extremely hard and stressful, and she described how she was verbally abused by racist customers at the Harlem shop. One day her friend sent her a Japanese nail magazine and she saw this beautiful style of long nails and large crystals and it became her signature style. She started doing long nails with crystals and offering them to her clients. She specializes in long nails in stiletto, almond and coffin shapes that can take up to 3 hours to produce and cost up $300. According to Vogue, 1.5 inches is the shortest nail length she's willing to work with. In 2012, Cardi B, then still working as a stripper at upscale club, became a client of Jenny at the Harlem Salon, and Jenny designs acrylic nails for her that are 2 to 4.5 inches long. To me, this story is so inspiring because regardless of all the hardships she had in her life, she was still working on her own signature style, and now whenever I see her works on any social media, I can immediately tell that these nails were done by Jenny. She also created her own line which is called Jenny Secret, and I will be using one of her products today. Since we are going to create extremely long nails, I had to use some long tips, but I don't really have many of them, so I ordered one which she did in collaboration with Apri Nails, long stiletto tips that we are going to use on this client. Meanwhile, I'm finishing up with the prep. I did dry manicure and then I take off the surface shine using 1/8 grit file. And finally, I need to trim cuticles and the dead skin using manicure scissors before we proceed to product application. Since the plan is to do a budget version of these nails, I will be using a $10 kit of crystals, so these are not Swarovski, but I will be using a stiletto tips created by Jenny and Apri. And first we need to find the perfect size for each nail. It's important to fit it from one side to the other, and since we will be working with extremely long tips, I will be using slime gel because for me it's more convenient to use it whenever I do long nails. Then we need to do the second part of the nail prep, which includes applying dehydrator and non-acid primer. I think I'm about to do the longest soft gel tips nails I've ever done. Yes, I don't think anyone has asked me to do something like that ever. And then we proceed to base coat application. I apply a thin coat of gel base coat and cure it in LED for 30 seconds. Since these tips, they have a glossy underside, I do not really want to spend some time of filing them with the e-file, so instead I'm using a gel tips primer by Apri. It makes the surface matte and a little sticky, and it saves your time compared to if you would need to do this with a sand band. And after that, I'm going to apply them on the nail. Like I said, I will be using a slime gel because this is an extremely thick consistency gel. It's not going to move. And unlike with regular short soft gel tips or salon tips, usually you need to use less product. And with this gel, I do not need to worry that I will be able to fill up all the space that I need. And by the way, it's not really burning in the lamp, so this is another advantage of using this gel. Using soft gel tips is also such a time saver. I mean, you can do extensions within like 20 minutes, which is so fast. And then I'm taking off the glossy part of the tips to make them matte. Honestly, I could have skipped that part, but I decided that it will be easier for me to secure crystals. I'm not really filing on shaping tips because they're ready. I just want to slightly touch the free edge to make sure that everything is smooth. And this is going to be my first time working with this size of crystals. I did crystals designs a lot in the past. By the way, when I started in 2004, crystals designs were extremely popular and I used to do a lot of those, but I don't do them as often now. So to me, this is kind of nostalgia to get back to it, and I'm really excited to try something different. I will be using the same slime gel I used to apply tips for securing rhinestones. I already tried it for securing crystals, slightly smaller size, but still it worked great. So I think it's going to work for a larger size as well. So which nail art I'm going to recreate? The design I showed you at the beginning of this video is the one that I saw on Instagram, and this lady named Vicky is saying that these nails cost $1 million, and it truly impressed me because she said these are not Swarovski crystals, these are actual diamonds. Couple months later, Jenny posted another video of her another client, and she said that Vicky was not telling the truth and she actually had Swarovski crystals, and this lady will have actual diamonds that her dad paid for, and they showed it on the video with a special device that is showing whether these diamonds are real or not. And by the way, this design with real diamonds, in my opinion, looks quite different from Swarovski crystals. Honestly, I like the designs with Swarovski crystals much more. Anyways, I decided to recreate the first version of this design because I'm not really into the drama between these two girls, so I don't know for sure who's telling the truth and who's not. But I got really inspired for this style, so I am just installing these crystals right on her nails, and wow, they are so big. I normally use a crystal katana tool to pick up the crystals, but it doesn't seem to work for this size of the crystals. I mean, it's not just picking them up because they're so large. Even though I'm doing nails and nail art for many years now, this is truly a different kind of experience for me. First of all, when we apply just one crystals, I felt how my model's finger is heavier. I mean, it does feel heavy in my hand, so honestly, I have no idea how will she be able to live with them. And honestly, now I'm really curious, will I be able to live with nails like this? Let me know if you would like to figure it out too. Maybe I should do another video and test myself if I will be able to live with them at least 24 hours. Even though my model is a big fan of Cardi B and Jenny Bui and she was really excited for these nails, she said, "I'm sorry, Anastasia, but I'm not sure I will be able to live with them, and I also need to go to school, so as much as I love them, will it be possible to make them shorter so I at least can do something?" In the original artwork, there was no color on the background, so they were just clear tips, so that's why I didn't apply any color. After installing crystals, I realized that nails still look kind of empty. I mean, we definitely need something in between. So as I was sealing them with a top coat, I also thought that when you look from the side, you can see this part of the sludge crystals and it doesn't look very pretty. So I decided to add some smaller size crystals in between to make the design look more complete and also to hide this part with the slime gel. This was quite an experience, and by the way, even though I used the $10 crystals, I think they still look pretty nice. But in my experience, the main difference between plastic crystals and Swarovski rhinestones is what they look like after 1 or 2 weeks. So normally Swarovski crystals still shine very well even after some time, while plastic ones will lose their shine. However, when we have freshly finished nail art, I think they still look kind of cool. I will be using non-wipe glossy top coat to seal the design and to apply it around the crystals, which is also not quite easy, by the way. Now I think I understand that creating this kind of art is also quite a hard work, so we definitely should not cost less than $300. Let me guys know what do you